Hello and come back to Dark Souls 3 with me, Malthus64, and Guts, who is actually getting jumped, but doesn't give a shit. So in this episode we're going to run through to Vordt, the boss of this area, and then we're just going to stick our sword right up inside him. But in the interim, Guts has been having to deal with some of his anger issues, and no, leave him alone. So now that we've got the claymore, it's about time to show you what we can do with it. So we're going to try and run through this area, which has some slightly tougher enemies than the previous areas. So these are the Lothric Knights, as opposed to the bumbling hollows we've been bumping into before. So they're well armed, well armoured, very fast, and deal lots of damage. But luckily, so do we. But my berserking style as Guts is really not doing me any favours here. Unfortunately, I seem to be going through the Estus flasks like sweet, sweet orange juice. But still, the R2 poking attack on this weapon, where he just jabs the sword out, is extremely useful in these situations. And actually, the weapon art can break the shield, which is what you can see me trying to do here, but it's really not working out very well for me. We like to make these things nice and close. Build up all that tension. And then there's our last sippy we're going to have for a while. And there we go. Let's trade hits, because I'm a fucking scrub. Ideally I should be able to take out these guys without taking any damage, but that's asking a little bit too much, I think. Yeah, we're not going to go up there for now. Instead we're going to go chat with the NPC over here and see what she has to say.
The wait has been long, unkindled one. I am Emma, High Priestess of Lothric Castle. Allow me to speak frankly. You will not find the Lords of Cinder here. They have left, gone, to their journey homes, converging at the base of this castle. Head to the bottom of the high wall, forge on through the great gate, and raise this banner to proceed.
That's all very simple.
But beware. The dog keeps a close eye on things. The vile watchdog of the Boreal Valley.
That sounds less simple, but we'll get to him. And then he'll get his. So we're just going to try and clean up this area, and then we'll head down to the boss. So I'm a complete glutton for punishment, because I keep going for these guys with no healing and very little health, just to show off how powerful this poke is if I don't get hit. Trading hits with these guys won't work out well, because I do not have any chest armor or helmet, whereas they are tanked. But as you can see, the sword's very powerful and it's working out very well right now. However, I seem to have gone through this area fighting only the normal enemies and completely used up all of my healing. So I'm going to quickly nip back to the bonfire, refresh up on Estus. I'm back. As you can see, I've not lost a single flask of Estus on my way here. So now that we're refreshed and ready, we're going to go ball down these stairs and get to the boss after we take care of that.
But beware. The dog keeps a close eye on things. The vile watchdog of the Boreal Valley.
And there he is. So the way to deal with Vordt is he's a classic kind of enemy. He's on 4 legs, he's very fast, he deals lots of damage, but if you just stay right underneath him and roll when he attacks, you can emerge relatively unscathed. Which I'm sure you can tell if I'm fighting him with just no Estus flasks, but I'm fairly confident that I can beat him without taking damage like that. As you can see, his attacks do build up frostbite, so I have to be very careful not to get hit. So now he's entered the second phase, he's going to start running even faster and charging from side to side in the arena like this. So the most important thing is to not get intimidated by these kinds of enemies and just roll their attacks at the last second. You can see here I've selected the Ember. Just in case I get hit a couple of times, I will need to use it as it's my only source of healing now. I often find the closer you get to killing a boss, the more mistakes you make. Out of overconfidence, just like that. Luckily I have it quick selected because he almost took me out with that one. He's about 2 hits away, but of course, if you're going to finish him, you've got to do it with style. So I'm only going to hit him in the face to finish him off. That's how we do it here. None of these butt stabs. Got to face a guy before you kill him. That's the courtesy. This guy deserves some honour, just like the Master did. So you got to hit him in the face. That's how we do it here. And there you have it. Vordt of the Boreal Valley. As Emma suggested, he's the watchdog for this area. And of course in Dark Souls 3, with each defeated boss you unlock a bonfire. So now we can have a nice long sit down at this bonfire and really think about what we're going to do next. Have a nice long sit there. Okay, that's enough. Gus doesn't need any rest. What is this? So of course Lothric Castle is the highest place in Dark Souls 3. So we have a really nice view over the rest of the game. So down below us here are the areas of the rest of the game. The churning at the bottom of the castle, like Emma suggested. We're going to have a little look, see what we can see. So there's quite a lot of mountains in the background. And here, half hidden by the mist, you can see Anor Londo, making a triumphant return from the first game. And then over here, hidden in the hills, this is actually the Dragon Eyrie. You can tell by this mosque-shaped building here. And you can see this broken bridge and this sprawling miniature city down below. That's where we'll be heading first. This is the Undead Settlement. And then a broken tower, we'll be heading there as well. And then some smaller buildings off in the distance. Right below us is the Farron Swamp, you can tell by these torches. And this enormous building here is the Cathedral of the Deep. It's an area we'll be getting to in much greater detail later on. And then I'm sure there's other areas to point out, like this one over here, but I'm not entirely sure if we're going to be going there or not. But for now, let's raise the banner and let's go down into Lothric. For the first time in the game, the freaky looking creatures you find are actually going to help you and not try and rip your face off. So these are the bat-winged gargoyles from the first game, and they don't actually appear again after this, which is very mysterious, because they used to live in Anor Londo, and they lifted you up from Sen's Fortress. Now of course they're lifting you down from Lothric Castle. A nice bit of change here. And that's that. That's Vordt and the end of the High Wall of Lothric. Now we're down below with the rest of Lothric, and we'll get to the Undead Settlement in the next episode. Until then, I've been Malthus64. This has been Guts, and hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. You have a nice day.